This video is for informational purposes only, based on personal research, and should not be considered as financial advice. It does not constitute any recommendation to buy, sell or hold any securities. Viewers are advised to conduct their own research.
Hello, good morning everyone. Very warm welcome to Nifty sector rotation on Sunday. Every Sunday I'm sitting with you all and discussing on the current market situation in the India and how am I participating in this market. That is the very essence of the discussion. None of the discussion is meant to be a trade or investment suggestions. One should never jump on into any trade on anybody's suggestions, because this will move you far away from your goal to generate wealth or grow your money at a faster pace. So always take decision for yourself. But if my one of my session is helping you, then that's great. That is the purpose of this session, to guide you and to share with the world broadly what I'm doing and how am I finding opportunities, and also to show you all that yes, if you focus on a method, on a process, the opportunities can be found. So thank you everyone for attending this session on Sunday. Let me share few things. First of all, let me take you to my website. In the website now, I have made these live sessions separate. You can find it under live market. Tuesday, the commodity catch up. Sunday, the sector rotation. And Thursday, the live market talk. All these three sessions are free, open for public to join. All you have to do is check the schedule, which will take you to the schedule, and from the schedule you can join all these open to all live discussion sessions. So thank you everyone who have joined in given the time, and as well as those who will be watching the recording later on YouTube. So how we'll start by first looking at the broad market condition, then we'll move to individual stock opportunities, if any. So let me start. First, I'll not use this one. I'll use the risk. First, we'll take a look at the risk. Also, we'll take a look at through the line chart. Line chart Nifty is coming back clearly to very clear to all of you. Weekly chart, but we don't have a negative Dow structure yet, so cannot call Nifty is in a bearish or distribution phase. Let's take out note the level of the risk. Let me adjust the setup. So overall, this is the situation. I think it has significantly improved. Previously, there was stress was rising, but stress is once again coming down. शांत हो जा रहा है financial market stress. Overall, we remain in the recession cycle, but recession cycle without risk levels going up, crash has never appeared. So I'm diligently every week मैं देख रहा हूँ ये risk level को, and देखते हुए I'm deciding whether to participate in the market or not. So weekly chart, when I look at it, gives me a rough idea about 6 months ahead. Overall, I see safe, nothing to be too concerned about. Smart money sentiment on the right side. Right side, you can see smart money sentiment. These sentiments indicate that smart money is in the mode of risk affinity. Risk affinity का मतलब है कि high beta stocks, small cap, micro cap, these will perform better compared to the large cap or the blue chip stocks. That's where money is rotating. Forward risk measure मतलब आने वाले दिन का risk, overall I see decline. Turmoil risk meter only important when these are red. So turmoil risk meter is safe, and global risk meter on an equity level is calm. However, the latest reading will be more clear to us if we apply on S&P 500 future, because Nifty was closed at 3:30. US market was open till Friday late night. So overall, it's calmness. So yes, it is worthwhile to participate in risky ventures. मतलब equity में participation. Let's look at through the lens of daily chart. Let me get back to Nifty again. And daily chart, let's look at Nifty has declined a bit in the daily chart. And taking a pause, this pause is from an expected area as per my rainbow setup, which you will be able to see later. आप लोग देख पाओगे, these were expected area जहां से Nifty bounce back हो रहा है. In the daily chart, we do have a Dow structure negative. So daily chart Nifty is not that bullish. However, none of the risks are in the red mode. Red colored nahi hai kahin pe bhi. So overall risk remains calm. Nothing to be significantly worried, but to some extent, daily chart means about a month outlook, the risk has gone elevated. Let's look at more short-term charts, that is the 2-hour or 125 minutes. Let's look at 125 minutes. Risk has gone up, but overall not significantly. Recession meter I'll ignore in short-term charts. It's only applicable in the weekly. So overall risk has gone up in the short-term chart, but nothing extremely. We have seen the extreme reading जब सब कुछ red हो जाता है. So overall, I'll say it's a okay environment to go and invest in the equity. So 125 minutes, a question what is the significance? 125 minutes is a good number. 2 hours is fine. One thing I can say, if you are struggling in equity, it is not because you have not chosen 125. That is not the reason. But 125 is a good number. Number wise, it's good. It's a cube of 5. And in 125, divide the Nifty section into 3 equal parts because it runs about 6 hours 15 minutes, the Nifty. So overall 125 minutes is dividing the section into 3 equal parts. So overall calmness, because for the stock investment, daily and weekly is more important, where I see some corner risk has gone up, but nothing to be too extremely worried about. Now we will learn more once I apply. Line chart is excellent. I like line chart a lot. Lot of patterns are easy, but rainbow gives me a lot of other additional information for my opportunities. So now we will apply the fountain of gold or the rainbow chart for the analysis. So in there, I'll first apply the Nifty on the weekly chart. Nifty is undergoing the correction. As you can see by those who are regularly attending, that you know that in my setup, the price action is shown by the color. So this color, mixed color, shows that there is a fight going on between the bulls and the bears. But overall, the control is in the hands of the bull yet. Short trend is bullish. None of the trend is with the bears. So we are seeing a significant correction. Consolidation, यानी मतलब range bound होने का chance is about 57%, which is notably high. That means market is right now neither bullish mode, super, neither bearish. And this time I have highlighted the biggest risk lies not with Nifty can go down in the recession cycle, which it can, and to some extent मैं सोचूंगा कि ये जो bear turn आता है, it is much better. It is much better in a sense that people are aware that okay, it is bearish market, things are falling. After the big fall, you can get things cheaper. But when we are in this kind of market, it is more of a range bound. And the biggest risk of Nifty, even if it does not decline, that it can remain range bound. And when it is in the range bound mode, if you go for passive investment, then your return is going to be significantly negligible. If you go completely passive and only choose Nifty ETFs. Rather, if you start doing few tweaks, not directly trading, because trading does not suit everyone. It is risky venture. But you can tweak your SIPs, invest in an outperforming segment, sectors, into an asset and perform much better. So that will be required if you're looking for return from semi-passive investments. And those who are actively looking for investments, swing investments, a long-term swing, such as 6 months, 8 months, or a month even, you have to get down further into stock level. So overall, I can see it's in a consolidation mode. Significant support zones are there. So it is consolidating around the support zone. And I think this behavior can continue. I'll not expect super performance from equity Nifty individually immediately. And another चीज मैं आप लोगों को बताना चाहूंगा, like to tell you कि ये जो September in the traders circle is known as, not so innovative name, but Miss Ugly. September month usually a bad month for risky assets. September month, the fluctuation and the volatility goes up. So you should be and keep this in mind while investing or looking for opportunities in September. I'll show you again once again कि कैसे opportunity तक पहुंचेंगे. So bear with me. So first of all, if you are interested into stocks, the chart that you should look at is the Nifty 500, not Nifty. Nifty is excellent in terms of derivative trading, जिसके लिए इस्तेमाल किया जा सकता है about the daily chart or the 2 hourly chart. And option is a preferred instrument. लोग option के जरिए speculate करते हैं towards the market. Option via spread is nice. They can give you additional income. Option along with a mix of future can be even better. कि you short some, for example, let me give you an idea कि with this signal, for example, if I want to short, I will short a future. And as I expect कि Nifty will take support at this red line area or this flat line area, I will sell over a put there. So it will create a hedge trade, mix of future as well as an option. So from an expected area, I'm seeing a bounce back in Nifty. This is an expected area from where Nifty will correct. If I look at the 125 minutes chart, after the breakdown, I would have expected those who are Rainbow member, you are aware of this, कि Nifty was very much expected after the flat line break that it will stop at the next key support zone. And if you apply the candlestick, though we should not apply candle with the rainbow chart, but if you apply this zone जो था, वहीं से Nifty वापस आया है. So very natural expected movement हो रहा. So what is going on? I'll expect in the upcoming days. First of all, not so aggressive position. If you have been in the bear put spread, मतलब bearish side में, it was a good time for me to square off any of those aggressive bearish positions. Now I have a buy signal. It is a low buy signal. As you can see, probability is very low. 18% chance buyers will win. Price action remains mixed, neither bullish, not bearish. But धीरे धीरे next week, I will expect Nifty can bounce back. And up to 24,400, definitely it can bounce back. And biggest risk of Nifty falling lies more towards going ahead in September. So September is going to be a crucial month for Nifty. Whether it can sustain and push higher, or will it use this window to completely break down lower. So be careful. I think it's pretty more, if selling pressure has to come, it will come towards the extreme end of the August or around September. Current vibe is gradually turning bullish for the short term in Nifty. But stock we are looking for, as the purpose of this session is not to talk derivative, but stocks individually and sector rotation. So for stocks, we will have to look at not Nifty, but Nifty 500. That is the minimum. So Nifty 500 gives us a better picture of stock going on, and just looking at this chart, you can understand this one is much better chart. Buy trade win probability, which we saw in Nifty, it was 57% range bound. Let's come back to Nifty again. Consolidation chance is 57, matlab around say 60%. That means आपका biggest risk है कि आप invest किए and it remains range bound. It does not give you that kind of return. But same thing when I look at the Nifty 500 chart, I can see here buyer's win probability is about 60%. So significantly different chart. And overall bullish. And yes, just like this, it is also undergoing correction. So in this correction phase, as stock investor swing, not just investor जो Warren Buffett style नहीं, but swing investor should look at first of all if it's a good trade and giving a very short term correction, should not panic out or move out. Second of all, those are where the rotation is significant, मतलब giving us a notable bearish signal or stock is notably weakening. That means there it is better not keep our money, because that means with this correction that stock is going down notably, and that means it is can in the underperforming group can produce underperformance for you. So this should be a definite approach. मतलब एक तरफ not chicken out of the bad move, डरना नहीं है. दूसरा side careful रहना है कि as a gardener of your portfolio, you will weed out the bad stocks. Bad opportunity को आप weed out करेंगे. Now, if you are into the stocks, first of all, if you are passive, that means we have understood clearly few things. If I am passive, better I choose for broad-based stock ETF, Nifty 500 such as, not as Nifty ETF such as Nifty Bs. And when choosing an ETF, remember the mantra, you will have to choose the low cost one. Anyone which is the low cost is the best ETF in that group. Now, when you want to further rotate yourself and return a little bit higher by not taking significant extra risk, that means we'll have to get back to the market cap segment. How the mid cap, micro cap and small cap doing. Now this chart, if you closely look at, and if you look at through the lens of the line chart also, it is bullish. It is not correcting as much as Nifty mid cap section. And once I apply the fountain of gold chart, it's much clearer that it is bullish. A minor dent pushback. That means once again the broad-based wave, एक wave जो equity के favor में आएगा, say currently correction, this mid-cap segment is going to do better compared to overall Nifty or even the Nifty 500. If we look at say CNX small cap, here we can see it is making a new high. In this market, one of the risk various type का होता है. So one of the risk जो होता है, that is not taking enough risk. That means portfolio can underperform. While Nifty can definitely give you a different picture, it's range bound, market is not good, it will be easy to blame कि market अच्छा नहीं है. But अगर थोड़ा सा ही deep down जाएंगे, we can saw Nifty 500 60% win probability, Nifty mid cap 70% projected win probability, and Nifty small cap 93% close win probability. That means underlying hum is strong. You'll have to get down to segment wise to check the outperformance. In this regard, let me clear a few things. First of all, active trading, many people fail. And based on several market wizards recommended that people should not be encouraged into active trading, which I have started believing now, because I've seen by almost coaching 4,000 people that majority do not have that mindset to remain in this game. But you have to generate better return, otherwise आपका जो next generation है वो poor होते जा रहा है. So in that regard, first you should move with the basic tweaks. Basic tweaks matlab without getting into individual stock, taking up individual risk, you first make your passive investment in such a way that you can remain invested in the outperforming segment all the time. So currently I can see, and I have been publishing this data with all of you every week. every day almost. And there we could see that these segment like Nifty micro cap, Nifty small cap, these are in super performance. So if you first level make a tweak कि okay I invest every week, मैं invest करता हूँ as an SIP. Let's not go into a broad-based Nifty blue chip SIP. Currently mid cap, small cap, micro cap in the outperformance. So let me choose from those segment how I can invest. And another segment along with your equity investment, I strongly recommend is to look for the gold opportunities. Silver is not an SIP asset. It's a good swing asset. But remember this, silver is not an SIP asset. So don't make that mistake. Here I could see a strong comeback in gold. Very strong. And in my portfolio, you can understand what I have done. I've significantly increased the gold portion in the portfolio. I boosted it. And this gold portion, that's why I prefer the line chart also. Certain patterns such as the inverted head and shoulder. Let's look at the international gold also. The inverted head and shoulder, left head, left shoulder, head, the right shoulder, and the breakout. So classical chart pattern works absolutely fine. Great class and classical chart patterns. Line chart is one of the best to find several of them, such as double bottom, double top, inverted head and shoulder, and head and shoulder. So along with my fountain of gold chart, I also give importance to the line chart. So international gold a comeback, India gold additional comeback, which suggests India gold में demand ज़्यादा है. That can be festive demand. That could be physical shortage in the Zaveri Bazaar. So different factors could be playing. But from the chart, what we saw, international and India chart, it is notably different. Here the buy signal is coming above the base. Another thing I'd like to point out, let's look at Nifty. Rotational look is one of the best. Here I can see after quite an outperformance for say several of the months, almost starting from May mid to lasting till this point, Nifty has done its purpose outperforming gold. Now it's over. Here we have a sell signal, notably bearish candle. That means part of my portfolio should be in gold and that the change I have done. So gold I have gone in and increase its presence in my portfolio to outperform. This adds to the diversification, definitely. Immediately looking at the gold chart, I will not expect super performance from gold. That is not the purpose right now. Because I don't know at this point whether gold will clear above this top of 1,71,000. I have no idea. It can, definitely it can. But currently, I'm sure about one point that it is going to add diversification and outperformance in my portfolio. So that is what I've done. Looking at the gold, I've increased the gold portion. If I'll take a similar look of outperformance through large cap, this is the large cap segment. Sorry, this is not the chart. I made a mistake. This is the chart, large cap. Nifty 100 I'm using as a proxy for large cap. And I'm comparing it with the Nifty 500. मतलब broad based stocks के against मैं large cap को compare कर रहा हूँ. And I can see कि large cap is underperforming. So if you remain at this point in the large cap, your portfolio is broadly going to underperform. You can be okay with that. I'm not saying that's a bad decision because when you choose large cap, while your upside is cut, because large cap do not move like small cap 100% that much, but you also cut your downside to some extent because large cap fluctuate less. But that does not mean I will not recommend if a stock is going down, giving a red candles like this, to remain in a stock. I'll never do that. But overall, I can clearly understand in the weekly chart, which is good for long swings, large cap is underperforming. So large cap, looking for stocks over there, I can save some time for myself. You can save कि I'll not look at large cap if I have less time. समय कम में ऐसा segment देखूंगा where there is strong outperformance, such as mid cap coming back. And every time these comebacks are happening, new stocks always emerge. I'll prove this to you soon. New stocks emerge everywhere. So as a good stock investor, it is required not to get into fear of missing out. Fear of missing out nahi. If you patiently wait, as the segment will once again come back in outperformance, कोई ना कोई new stocks emerge होगा, which will give you your required return if you don't disturb them. Unless necessary, matlab stop loss hit or something. So if you look at the small cap along with the mid cap, it is a super outperformance going on. And ये outperformance जो चल रहा है आज नहीं, almost in हर मास टेंशन खत्म, small cap outperformance चालू. So small cap has been beautiful. Anybody just tweaked ki portfolio, how do I do SIP, has tweaked into small cap, your return has been significant, as you will be looking for opportunities in the small cap around this area, March to April. So if you look at small cap, March to April is around in the bottom you are investing. You have got about, I'll say 2,500 points, which is well more than the 10%. That means passive way of investing can also produce return for you if you do these basic tweaks, even if you don't go into individual stocks. And in these basic tweaks will make you significantly ahead of the crowd and very likely will beat 80% of those who are trying to be traders. So Nifty micro cap is the next one. Similar outperformance strength going on after about 3 weeks of correction. Those who are Rainbow members, you'll remember if the stock is strong, it will not give more than 3 weeks of red caps or correction. It came back after 3 weeks, well, 3 candle, and again bullish. That means it is still very, very strong. So Nifty micro cap, 3 weeks of underperformance के बाद continuous 3 weeks of outperformance. So don't get Donald Trump or the Nifty का chart spook you. Underlying stocks में काफी तेजी है. So that means if you don't at all invest in the stocks right now, just because of fear, you are not taking enough risk, and that can lead to underperformance of the portfolio. What I have generally done is, as I strongly think that we are in the late part of the business cycle, recession cycle ka, I have decided that 50% of my wealth should remain towards bonds, and there I am earning about 12.5. So it is quite good, 12.5% in the bonds if everyone pays back. So that is quite a good CAGR to go for, because I'm not taking the equity risk here. Remaining 50%, I'm looking for individual stocks to boost. So how am I finding these individual opportunities? I do a triple time frame analysis instead of a single time frame. That means I'll go for the 2-hour chart, 2 hour or 125 minutes chart, daily chart, and weekly chart. Means I will look at the rotation in 3 different levels. On very short term, 125 minutes chart, medium level, daily chart, and a long swing level in the weekly chart. So that will always give me new strong segment. So I will do this. I'll show you one chart. Say, for example, capital market. Okay, capital market weekly, I can see a notable comeback after this sell signal. I'm looking for outperform. So in the daily chart, if you look at, this is coming back strongly. And the 2-hour chart, the outperformance or the ending of the sell happened notably ahead. So every time this bullish phase are happening, new stocks are emerging. I'll get into how am I finding into individual stock with this. So based on my analysis, every week I publish at least 2 times a week the Nifty sector rotation, my style. And the current rotation, I'll now show you this picture. This is the picture. Last week हम लोग देखे थे one of the defense segment was moving ahead along with the IPO, and some of the earlier segment which did outperform that time is now little bit falling, such as auto and the EV. So अगर मेरे पास कम समय है, I don't have much time for stocks individually. First, I will look for those passive tweaks, choosing based on the market cap. And then only I'll go for the sector if I can ready to take up extra risk and contribute some extra time to find these opportunities. So यहाँ पे देखिए IPO is a segment doing great, and I strongly recommend a regular check on the IPO, even if it is not in the outperformance group, क्योंकि IPO के अंदर जेम छुपा हुआ रहता है, which one we don't know. But some of the stocks are the leaders of tomorrow. So IPO provide lot of opportunities. I'll show you how few of my strategy I'll look for the IPO. Then we saw media, internet, and overall anyone in the commodity segment trading. You know that gold coming back. If you are aware, then the zinc is strong, copper is strong on a weekly chart basis because we are considering them for stocks, not for trading. So zinc, copper, several of the industrial metals are strong. So as metals are strong, metal segment once again outperformed. It did outperform from last year superbly, downperform initial months, and once again back to the outperformance. So if I have less time, and if you are following me across the social media, you are getting this one time in Wednesday and one time in Sunday. So after today's session, मैं ये publish करूंगा across the social media as well as Rainbow group जो है आप लोगों को भी मिलेगा. So first job will be to look for opportunities in these segments first. Then you can move down lower. Obviously, all segment watching is strongly recommended. You'll move to other segments which are not so strong. One I will point out, IT. Outperformance strength till last time we revisited was 70. Now it has fallen to about 40. IT का outperformance थोड़ा खत्म हो रहा है. Bad news is जो IT के अंदर जो weak stock है, whichever is the weak segment or weak stocks, is going to underperform worse. So if you are jumping into stocks like TCS, Infosys, be careful because it can once again produce a down move and underperformance. Once I have this data और आप लोगों के पास भी ये data आ गया, you check for these segments where to find opportunities. I just do this. So let me show you. I have a list, and these lists are not too difficult to do. It is better you don't ask for others, you do yourself. That will create a sense of belonging. You'll have to just check, say, Nifty IPO. First of all, Nifty IPO index में, whichever stock is there, you can simply download it as an index constituent. Or you can also check whichever IPO has been released from NSE India, National Stock Exchange के website में, you will get all these data that is required. So market data, IPO, and under IPO, you can select the date from which you passed issue. You download the list, keep a regular check on the stocks for the last 3 years. Last 3 साल का download कीजिए, say once a month or once in 2 months is fine. तो आपको क्या होगा, list मिल जाएगा, which I already have the list with me. IPO, I have a IPO listed stock, which is the Nifty IPO top ones. And over the last 4-5 years, how many IPOs came out? So first, let's look at the IPO. And within the IPO last week, I could see few opportunities emerging, and also few weeks before that, IPO has been outperforming. Let's show you GSKL or GKSL, is it? GKSL, yes, GKSL. And this is, please consider, this is not a stock recommendation. If you just follow out this strategy, you will find out opportunities. That is not too difficult. First of all, any IPO, once it is making record high, I consider the rainbow levels only. They help me enter early. Breaking into new record high, you should be always interested in them and to ask, sorry, this is not the right one. For stocks, I'll have to apply this one. This is the stock setup. So GKSL, weekly chart. When these breaks are happening, you should be interested. Few questions should come to your mind. Number one is why? क्यों ऊपर जा रहा? Is there anything special going on? Because if the stock is going up, along with that, if the earnings are going up also superbly, then this is a gem stock and they can give you big run. Few rules to consider when you go for this strategy. Before that, there has to be a consolidation break, like kind of zone break, similar zone break. Then those stocks can be very, very interesting in terms of movement. Let me show you another one. Ether Energy, zone, new high. You should be always interested in those opportunities. And when such breaks coincide with superb fundamental, where I can see in my fundamental the score, which is the CAN-SLIM score. CAN-SLIM is a method developed by William O'Neill. So I've created a replica of that. 89% matlab strong growth quality. Elite stock, ki revenue growing up. So naturally it makes now sense ki okay, it has support of an underlying growing business. Same, even if sometimes what will happen, even though business is not as good as what we saw with the Ether Energy, they will have similar strategy working out. Here the score came much later. Initial stage, the earnings were not as awesome as right now. This one also has a superb strength. Now, another important part of stock trading, that's why I prefer to use this setup for stocks, is stocks demand longer holding. And when you apply these candlesticks, their spikes and the way candle patterns, they make it like little thoda difficult bana deta hai to hold a stock to remain in their confidence level. But when I apply the fountain of gold, it removes the noise, gives better analytics picture and helps to ride that stock. I also found in the IPO group where I'll be interested in a stock I've been a long time interested is the Urban. What I don't like about this stock is it is yet to generate net positive income. Had it generated net positive income, I would have been more aggressive. But technically, the stock looked solid. I'm almost up more than 8% after entering. I think Urbanco main test will be at 180, 180 area. And if it can break, then we are in that beautiful zone. It can go for a mega run. Maybe the results will start show later. So this was a comeback, and the same process I did. First I looked at the outperformance. New outperformance came up, and I could find this stock. Similarly, what we saw, let's get back to the data. IPO we saw, media and internet. So here another important knowledge sharing I will do with you. So first let's look at internet. Oh, not here, sorry. Internet, there are first 27 stocks. Before I dive into bigger list to find opportunities, these are easily available. Now let's come back to this chart and check Nifty IPO. Sorry, Nifty underscored IPO divided by CNX 500. That gives me the rotational picture. The learning that I'm sharing right now is very, very vital for stocks. This segment, sorry, Nifty IPO नहीं, मेरा ही गलती हुआ है. Let's put it internet. Nifty underscored internet. This segment is outperforming for quite some time. It's not a new thing that it is outperforming. And if I look at through multiple time frame charts, the outperformance is clear. After that consolidation, up move, a small correction, and then again up move. One of the important trick about stock is that every time these outperformance are pushing ahead, or thoda outperformance of the segment, there is always new leaders emerging. Whereas some of the run, like Paytm, was a beautiful entry point around the base, which I had highlighted, those who are regularly attending, it has now moved significantly higher. Now here majority make a mistake. Okay, it has gone higher, you have missed out. And this past movement is creating a FOMO, fear of missing out. So what people will do, because without realizing it is now in the past, it has no relationship what will do in the future, they jump into the Paytm. And that's where the major mistake is done, because once you have missed the great opportunity for entry, when you are entering later, risk has gone significantly higher. But in the Urbanco, if we carefully notice the internet group of stocks, they're always with the outperformance, like these outperformance. After this outperformance, correction ke baad once again come back in the outperformance. Okay, I'll type the name. Eternal. Eternal, exactly, see. This was the underperformance, same the week, same the internet area we saw. Eternal. Let's look at through Stockmaster setup. Eternal with an elite score, super growth, same. That means it was the new leader at that point. It gave us good entry. Similarly, if I look at right now, I will be able to find there are opportunities happening. I don't know which one will succeed, but there are notable comebacks, such as Motilal, a notable comeback. As we saw, Urbanco, a new breakout, could be the new leader emerging. And majority case, what you need to win and become a successful trader, I'm not saying ki Urbanco will run as great as Paytm. I don't know. But one thing almost I'm sure, if you stick around, majority of them will give your required return to become that successful trader. And not just this one, there will be new ones emerging after correction. Misho. I'm not a great fan of Misho, but a lot of my female friends are, and many people buying, that's what matters. not what I like. If they break this zone, the Misho, which has gone higher, that means it is that kind of break of that consolidation. So always new one emerging, and we need to, another thing, not to push into a stock, even if the segment coming back, like capital market I've shown you, I'll show you again, repeatedly opportunities, we don't go there. It can be a great one. I'm not saying it's not a great company, but it's not ready. So I'll not go in. Now, if I look little closely and say, go to another segment called capital market. If I consult the chart that I will be sharing with you, regular sharing, in the top 11 list, there is capital market. That means now if I look at the capital market stocks, there can be new leaders emerging, such as maybe MCX, where I got a good opportunity, a buy signal. It is not yet broken, so breakout has not come. So this is not a breakout entry, this is a buy support entry for me. Overall relative PE is cheap. PE is not cheap. Price to earning is not cheap. Relative PE is cheap. Those who don't know these fundamental tricks and concept, you can watch my Sunday stock storm. It is available under multi-asset learning. Multi-asset learning ke under Sunday stock storm videos are available. So there were MCX. There is 361 lamb. Going in the range, I don't know breakout will happen or not, but this is a stock we want to keep a check on. But this is not as good as MCX because the score is lower in fundamental. Strengths are not there. But what stocks are to be avoided? Like Bombay Stock Exchange. Nobody is saying Bombay Stock Exchange is a bad company. It's a great one, but it is not in the right phase. So we don't invest or remain in such a stock. We'll have to remain in a stock which is outperforming and giving us great result. If you don't think you have enough tools to do that, you do. Here is the line chart which told you at this level, hey, it is Dow structure bearish, get out. Market gave you clear signal if you had been in the BSE that it is the out chance. Rainbow definitely have given you, but this is a definite signal from the Dow structure, the core basic of the market, that it is telling us that it is no longer bullish, and it is, as a trader, if you want to make money, you have to listen, not argue with the market. So listen and exit. And currently it is in a bad phase. So if you remain in BSE, at least you should be clear, hey, it's okay, I'll be down more, and that you should be fine with. Maybe your outlook is different, forever hold or something, but you should expect further down. There is no rocket science to this. Some opportunities are already could be gone. The best areas for say weekly entry level was around 1600, break of 15, 1600 area. So Anand Rathi like stocks should be more focused based on the daily chart where it has broken the zone. Where weekly you can enter, this is a Dow structure break, but not a beautiful base break. Base breaks, rectangular breaks, these are the best entry points to get into stock from a runner. But currently agar hum log Anand Rathi ko dekhe, it is after a small correction come back. So in these plays, it is important we keep looking through the daily chart also where this consolidation break was there. Weekly chart basis entry was long gone after this consolidation rectangle break. So those who are Rainbow members, some charts are beautiful to draw certain patterns. Rainbow is beautiful to draw the rectangle pattern. So when you see rectangle, not just here also, I can show you other charts such as stove graph, daily chart, rectangle breaks. Rectangle breaks are awesome. They can go for give you solid upside runs. So you should look for, along with this rotation, once you apply additional knowledge, Once you apply classical chart patterns, proper breakout patterns, in some case volume, like certain things do not require volume. Inverted head and shoulder, they do not require volume. But some chart patterns do require volume support. So when you look for those additional, then your stock trades can be even better. How you can incorporate additional thing? Let me discuss that with some of my trades. One of the trade I have done, this is not exactly Indian market. Let me come to the logic. First of all, gold. We saw gold, strong comeback. Let's show the India gold. Very good comeback, and from the base. Base buying is one of my top tricks, which the risk is low. Return is never known. I don't waste my time trying to look for return. Return is unknown. I look for the risk. So risk level remains low. Gold is here as a boost. As gold come back, I have invested in GDX. GDX is an exchange traded fund, ETF, which invest into gold miners. मतलब gold जो लोग mine करते हैं, उनमें invest करते हैं. And GDX, if I look at, show you GDX by GC1, GDX is outperforming gold. मतलब companies are outperforming gold return. That's why I have gone into NEM, Newmont Corporation, which is a company which mines gold. Gold mine karta hai. So gold price going up, their income is definitely going to go up. Inevitable 2+2. We can find out, do the similar thing in India. India, we don't have gold miners, but we have some companies which are into metals and mining. So let's look at the metal segment. The reason is, why the metal segment? Let's look at our top 11. Number 4 is metal. So metal as a segment is strong. So in the metal segment, let's look at few opportunities without unknown factor ki whether it will be successful or not. Hindustan Corporation. Sorry, Hindustan Copper. Not corporation, copper. Came back. If it breaks, it will be better to show you here because we'll have the fundamental reading also. Hind Copper, come back, strong earnings, natural, copper price is going up. There is no rocket science, 2+2. That good cancelling score, excellent strength score. Few warnings there like preferred trades, etc. Need to wait for the breakout to add more quantity. This was a buy support opportunity. Those who are in the line chart, say line chart territory, this one is not fully ready, but getting ready. Line chart is creating some interesting pattern. This stock went down. Number one, metal prices were down. बीच में थोड़ा down हुआ था metal price. Number one. Second, after Vedanta won a lawsuit against Adani. I don't know if it's a correlation or not, but this group was visited by ED, Enforcement Directorate, by the Indian government. So that created a bad news for this company, VEDL. But if you look at, it's a PE of 5.5. Lower range from its relative PE. Earnings is 18% yield. Earnings to price. Earnings yield बोलते हैं. Dividend yield is 7%. Mining companies generally tend to pay high dividend. And currently it is 7% yield. That means if I invest based on the dividend only, my yield is 7%. That adds to the protection. Overall cancelling score is low. That is natural because the stock is not in accumulation zone. Because cancelling ka one part is supply demand. Supply is more still. But look at the growth. Notable growth in revenue and earnings. Now let me show you with the line chart one of our favorite. Classical inverted head and shoulder. That means this is a stock, even if I don't buy right now, I want to keep this in my radar. And be prepared when it will be fully ready to break out. And give us confidence that yes, the stock could be ready to take up extra risk. So when you do rotation and dive deeper into this index and doing this repeatedly, the stocks which you are following comes known to you, very, very well known to you, such as APL Apollo. Let's look at it into details. Again, that same pattern, those rainbow member, here it is more of a technical bet. It does not have the good quality support, but stocks can go up without quality. This was a base buying, low risk opportunity. So once again, APL Apollo was a solid opportunity to take up risk, and it has significantly gone higher. I can find these opportunities just through this way, or I can also run the Pine screener. And the Pine screener, with the help of screener X of Rainbow, I can directly say this is the information technology. I select my indicator screener X and select the rainbow buy, say weekly chart, and find out which are giving the buy signal. These three of them. And then I can choose among these which are looking the best, low risk wise, and invest accordingly. So there are opportunities happening. यही मेरा main point है कि if you look around, there are different opportunities brew हो रहा है चारों तरफ. So if you dive this way deeper through the lens of outperformance, I'm sure आप लोगों को भी opportunities मिलेंगे. So that's all, friends, from my side of the discussion. I hope you have enjoyed today's discussion and it will help you to look for opportunities going into the market. If you have any particular queries, I'll be very happy to answer them. For the remaining time, I think we have got about 15 minutes. So I'll try to answer any queries. What is this software you use for this TradingView? TradingView is the software. This is the TradingView chart, very popular one, very good. I'll definitely recommend TradingView. उसके ऊपर मैं अपना ही setup इस्तेमाल करता हूँ. I have created my own candles. I have studied all the candles almost there. Heikinashi, Renko, line break, Kagi, candle, line chart, bar chart, point and figure chart. But finally, I have made my own candles and they help me remain. But एक चीज याद रखिए, trading is not just about an indicator. It's about the mindset creating, having the right mindset, because ultimately it will boil down, even if you have this set up, to the psychology game. So those of you who are Rainbow members, you are aware of this, that in my sessions, I give a lot of importance to the psychology. How to repeat? Can you please repeat the screener part? Screener part, can you please, how can I create IPO stock list? Yes, definitely, it's easy. Let's not look at IPO, look at first metal. You just go to Google, type simply Nifty metal. If you don't know anything, just here, Nifty metal. It will take you to Nifty metal index. These indexes are anyway available across Nifty websites, and you can further download which are main constituent. उनका constituent कौन है, आप वो भी download कर सकते हैं. Similar you can do with the Nifty IPO. This list is thematic index के अंदर available. Nifty indices आप देख सकते हो, and Nifty indices के अंदर this is the IPO segment. You can simply go to thematic index and download all of them. बहुत सारे इंडेक्स. Download the mail once, a capital market, commodity, IPO. अदर देन दिस, इसके अलावा और एक nacindia.com, I don't know what is this. Let me search NSE and then go. Maybe that will work. Yeah, that has worked. So here you check the market data. Under primary markets, come to IPO. Under IPO, select past issues and make a custom. So last 3 years. After that, just download. Download the data. You have to just add a comma to the ticker and then you can directly add it to the trading view for your list. So दो type of download. One is IPO index में कौन सा है, and then all the IPOs. It's not extremely. I'll show you another opportunity. These are not jumping. Don't jump into these opportunities without understanding the risk. This is the Shanti Gold. Same pattern. This all-time high break. After the buy signal, it came as all-time high break. I have tried this stock in the past, did not work out awesome, did not lose money, but I was expecting great run because overall company did good penetration. Swiggy could be coming back. I don't know whether it will or not, but it can. It has started creating that base, rectangular base. It has a lot of other concerns, strength not there, but in future ke liye, I've kept this in my radar, whether it can come back. So overall what we saw, ki gold was strong, Shanti Gold came up. There are other also within the gold group, जो strength में वापस आ रहा. After the entry, the main work comes कि you stick to the stock. For example, currently auto EV outperformance में पीछे चला गया. It does not mean कि we exit the TVS Motor Company. Means I will not exit. Then I'll miss the runs. The small correction that I'm seeing, that's why Rainbow helps me. This is a very small correction. Whether if I watch the candle chart, it will feel like, oh, bearish engulfing type. So overall, as it is well above the 50% line, as long as it is above the line, this is where I have gone in. It is not to be disturbed. If it stick to the game, it will yearly annualized rate of 50% return it will provide. So remaining to it, just because it is not outperforming right now, let's exit the stock. That's not the right approach. I'll tell you one of the stock. This stock, I still don't know whether I'll make profit or not. After my entry, the stock was down 8%. But it did not hit my exit. Initially, I start with bigger stop, such as max stop, and now this is coming back into strength. I liked it because it is area of business is a bit different into this animation and other digital movie, which I think they are one of the leaders could be and going well doing forward. But it again now moved to positive. That means remaining stick to the stocks will be very, very vital after your entry. Tell you how to run scanner US, UK, Australia stock. First, you need a list of Australia stocks. You need a list of US stocks. First of all, I have a list of US stocks. So here I will choose the US stocks and I have Russell's. US small cap or say US stocks. US stocks मिल गया, स्क्रीनर X, वीकली चार्ट, रेनबो बाय. इस लास्ट वीक किस में रेनबो बाय आया है? Every stock I can't buy. That means further evaluation जरूरत पड़ेगा. But at least I will reach, okay, 19 को I have to evaluate, not 500 list. For example, one of my favorite company, I like these kind of companies, CBOE, which is an exchange. It gave a buy signal. but I'm not yet ready to invest into this. It is just an initial, overall growth is there. I'm strongly looking into it. So I can know which one to look for. You need to have a list first of an US stock. I have Australia stock also. Adani, Australia stocks, the top 30. And then I can check if anyone produced a weekly buy signal. BHP Billiton, which is not surprising because it's a metal company. You can buy BHP Billiton, world's one of the biggest mining company, even it's listed in the US as well as Australia. It's an Australian company. So BHP was an opportunity, a new break, BHP Billiton. So yeah, opportunities can be found. And this rainbow setup is used by not just those who are in India. We have members in New Zealand, Qatar. It has been traded in Tundaul Stock Exchange, that is Saudi Arabia, Toronto, US, Australia, New Zealand, Dubai, India, different countries it has been applied. So yes, you can run them for international stocks as well. Do you conduct more such sessions for only Rainbow members? Rainbow members get special sessions, not this kind of session. I don't believe in giving trade ideas because if any Rainbow member listening to my trade ideas, I'll be disappointed. Here we cover different other aspects. Of course, we cover strategies. This is not a course. It runs throughout the year and we cover different areas. First of all, this August month we covered we focused on doubt clearing. This 26th August class is going to be very vital. Like this is where we'll focus on, the name is slightly incorrect. We'll focus on Holy Grail of risk management. Then September month, I will dedicate towards strategies. October month, I will focus on taking live sessions, focusing on options. November month, I have planned for psychology classes more. So these classes keep on happening. So Rainbow member classes are completely separate. These what you are joining here is our free sessions in which anybody can join. And this helps me because मैं जो stocks यहाँ पे आप लोगों के साथ discuss so that I can discuss there also. So that nobody can accuse me चलो ये private advice देता है. So I don't do give private advice. No personal trading advice. जितना आप लोगों का सुन के करोगे, you are moving far away. Rainbow is giving you a lot of good quality information. To take up risk, it helps in building the mindset along with my classes. But there is no magic to it. If you thought that, oh, I don't have this indicator, that's why I'm not successful, that's not true. You are not successful largely despite having the setup. Very likely it's the mindset. Not that you don't have this particular setup, that's why you're struggling. That's not at all true. A view on Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin is something different, not exactly stock. Last one I'll look at, restaurant sector coming back. Few companies had good fundamentals. First of all, if I was given a choice, maybe barbecue. What's their ticker? I have forgotten. Is it barbecue? I don't remember barbecues. But there are stocks, I think, which are coming back into strength. I've not taken exact look. You can, if you highlight some of the individual stocks, I will look at. I think some Asian restaurant is also there. I've not individually gone into restaurant stocks. But if, yeah, restaurant stocks, I'm not that interested, could be because they're more in the FMCG group, and FMCG groups, not exactly FMCG, but they rely a lot on inflation. So restaurant brands, Asia, RBA is one of them. So first of all, yeah, strong comeback. So in these stocks, currently no entry. In my case, देखिए सब लोग, if you want to be good at it, you cannot think like others. Everybody wants to look for exit. Sir, exit समझ में नहीं आता. That's why no, it is the entry. The trick is in the entry, not in the exit. Exit is very clear. It's you have the Dow structure and you exit, even if you don't have the ring. So what I will look for any kind of stocks, restaurant or what, I have a good entry point. If I don't have a good entry point, I'll possibly not enter that stock. And individually, it did not came into my radar. And another thing about me, if I'm into a stock, I will be lazy. Means let it ride. Disturb mat karte. Let it ride so that it gives me my required return. The more I do entry exits, the chance goes up I'll be in loss or I'll make mistakes. Once I have found a good opportunity, it was risk reward based, let's stick to it as long as my assumption remains, yes, the stock is going to go up. So stocks like this RBI, yeah, it is going up, but it is in the past. Nobody knows next week it will go up. We can make some projection with the rainbow where it might stop. Like these are the areas 114, 15. Look at the monthly chart. Yeah, it is a strong comeback. We can look for, does it have any particular pattern to rely on? These things we can look for. So different view के साथ, I will not jump into a stock which has already run. I'll say, okay, I missed it. Next time I'll try better not to miss these. This एक बहुत ही important part है. जैसे हीरो मोटोकॉर्प, लेट्स सजेस्ट लुक एट हीरो मोटोकॉर्प and let's look at Hero Motocorp. This one undergoing a slight correction. But from my base entry level, there is no reason for me to exit. ये जो यहाँ पे struggle करेगा, it will struggle at 6,000. It is an unexpected one. मतलब यहाँ पे कोई रॉकेट साइंस नहीं दिख रहा है कि अच्छा ये टॉप लेवल पे रुक सकता है, which it did. बट देखिए उसके बाद कोई एग्जिट चांस आया नहीं. आई एम स्टिल इन प्रॉफिट and still I am on the path of that 50% because it's above the blue line. No major exit has come. That means currently I'll have to patiently wait for Hero Motocorp. Or let me have a strong exit signal कि मैं exit हो जाऊं. None of them has come. That means Hero Motocorp, which I have in my portfolio, I'll not disturb it. It either show me some serious weakness, go below the blue line, shows कि मैं अपने पाथ से हट जा रहा हूं. At this point, nobody can say, hey, it will not break. Stock जो break करता है कि मैं exit कर जाऊंगा. Suddenly एक दिन में 8% up. The break happened. And then I enter, my brokerage has increased. Plus my risk has increased. I'm entering at a 8% breakout higher level, which it can come back again to test. So there is no reason for me to Hero Motocorp or other stocks that I've taken to exit. कुछ स्टॉक्स का ऑटो एग्जिट हुआ, जैसे मेरा बैंक ऑफ अमेरिका स्टॉक, इट डिड हिट माय मिन स्टॉप. इसने मेरा मिन स्टॉप हिट कर दिया एंड इट गॉट ऑटो एग्जिटेड, बैंक ऑफ अमेरिका. सो इट हैज टू गिव मी कुछ स्टॉप लॉस हिट हो, समथिंग हैज टू हैपन फॉर मी टू गेट आउट ऑफ दैट स्टॉक. Aluminium going down, whereas Nalco going up. Can you please the correlation and how to trade? First of all, this last two questions. One is this Nalco, another is that Bitcoin. After that, we'll close the session. First of all, get out of this mindset कि if aluminium will go up, Nalco or Hindalco has to go up. Number one, aluminium going up, it does not mean it has a higher chance कि Nalco's result will be better. But it is not a guarantee result will be better. Say if National Aluminium has gotten into contracts of fixed rate, कि मैं 5 साल, this is very common in mining, 5 साल के लिए I will provide you at this rate, and after aluminium price has gone up, then NALCO will not benefit. So there may be not direct relationship. You should also learn from the experience of Shimsham Metal, world's one of the biggest nickel producer of that time, few years ago. When nickel price went to $1 lakh, world's one of the biggest producer went bankrupt because they hedged nickel. As nickel price kept going up like crazy, they had to post margin to the exchange. Trying to post margin over there and repeated margin call led to that company failure. और वो था world's one of the biggest producer. Now since we say no direct relationship, means if you are really interested, dive deeper. How much contract it has? Okay, has it done its hedging properly? Now coming back to what is the relation? Yes, no direct that kind of relation saying, but there is emotion involved. Emotion. What we can see here, it's a beautiful Dow structure. That means bullish. Rule of charting is we can have 100 different ideas, but when something looks like a duck, swims like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. That means it's bullish. There is no confusion regarding this. Someone is buying here, this has to be the stop loss. Will it go up more? Nobody knows. And we should not care at all. You should look at the probability. What are the chances of going up? What is my stop loss? Thus, losing 20 rupees makes sense to you? If yes, how many of those 20 rupees can you lose? Then you arrive at a quantity. Now let's apply on the NALCO chart, the aluminium chart. Aluminium MCX new price scale. They looks quite related. That means sentiment wise or whatever the reason, NALCO has been driven a lot by aluminium. Now, as a trader, you should not look at tick by tick. Means the NALCO, aluminium going down, NALCO still going up. That should not be, because these two are different. Aluminium is aluminium, NALCO is NALCO. So tick by tick ka zarurat nahi. Overall, you can enjoy very high correlation. That means, is the correlation breaking down? Number one. Second, what is the risk? If the correlation is existing to some extent, the risk is if aluminium gives the Dow structure down. That means aluminium breaks the blue line. Here is the blue line. Breaks the last bullish zone of 366.5. I'll have to be careful in aluminium. Means NALCO also. Now looking at NALCO, when I made this decision, I need to look at through fountain of gold. It is true that trading is not mandatory to have indicators, but indicator helps me. मुझे help करता है. I saw the buy signal. Rainbow will give right timely signal, but it gives add-on information, which helps to make it better. Score, speed, RS, not there. NALCO results are great, not a surprise. Means aluminium price of NALCO result will be great. There is no surprise to it. How much of that money NALCO is giving me back? 3%. Vedanta we saw 7%. Overall fundamentally not bad. That means with aluminium price high, NALCO result can continue to be well. Now with this kind of candle and speed lacking, it means NALCO may not give this breakout, which is 429. So I'll have to choose, should I go in now, which I will not choose, no. I'll rather buy the stock above this level at 430, lose out that opportunity of 36 rupees, let it go, I'll lose 36 rupees. I'll rather buy them at a breakout here because the candle is not enough. It's a too small a candle. Plus, it does not have my scores. It's good in many aspects, it's good. But this will boil down to the next question. Is this the best I can find? Means given this, will you go for Nalco or will you go for Shanti Gold? Will you choose Urbanco or will you choose the Nalco? Given the chart structure, I'll have to go for Urbanco. I have limited money. I cannot buy all the stocks. That means Nalco, rather I'll give up this additional 10% and wait for a breakout if I'm interested in Nalco. So that will be my approach to Nalco. And the last question is about Bitcoin. I don't trade Bitcoin. I don't invest in Bitcoin. Why? There are a lot of reasons. I do not like Bitcoin. But that does not mean Bitcoin can't go up. Bitcoin can go up. Bitcoin also, remember, classical chart pattern works in Bitcoin. Along with setups, classical chart patterns also work. Bitcoins are usually preferred for trading. As an investment, weekly chart, why I will not prefer, remember, why I'll not prefer Bitcoin for trading is, in the trading, such as if I have to choose between gold and the Bitcoin, I'll trade gold. Because in trading, there is two parts to it. One is called leverage and another is the fluctuation or volatility. Bitcoin operate on the volatility, fluctuation. Means you have bought a Bitcoin, you are up almost 20-25%. That is the fluctuation. You invested this Indian equivalent amount 1:1 and you got 25% return. In the same gold, let's look at gold because I'm trading this and I'm holding this. I have position over the weekend. ये जो breakout हुआ, this is not the right chart. I'll have to apply Commodity Master for that. So let it upload, update, and yeah, it's updating. I always update the setup. So here was the beautiful break. This is a 35% return on the margin. More than that actually, 35, close to 40 already. Here gold does not move like Bitcoin. Here I make money on the leverage. The leverage is something I control. Volatility is something I have no control. No matter how much you read, after you're entering gold, Bitcoin, Reliance, how much they will go up will always be zero control you have. That means as I like this control, I want to do better risk management. Gold, I can do better risk management. Bitcoin, I cannot. So Bitcoin generally will not be my preference. I also fail to understand what kind of asset it is. But it has potential. In foreign, I have seen Bitcoin ATMs. Personally, I've seen with my own eyes. So they have potential. Rainbow setup also works. Few of our members do crypto trading, but I don't do crypto trading. Bitcoin has gone bullish. It is stopping at our level, exact level. If I want to trade Bitcoin, I'll not buy Bitcoin right now. 2-hour chart, I will wait for a rainbow buy signal like I had at the bottom. Here is the rainbow buy signal. It's a very powerful one. So I'll wait for it. Rainbow sell signal and buy signal is something you should take note. Not everyone will be successful, but it has a very high success ratio. And more than it, a sell or buy, I consider them key reversal points. It immediately takes time to reverse. It goes through natural phase. After the sell or buy signal, a correction is expected. Then comes the move lower. So overall, I'll not buy immediately the Bitcoin. I'll at least wait for a buy signal in the rainbow chart to get into Bitcoin. So that's all, friends, about Bitcoin. Sorry, I could not take everybody's questions. If you are interested in the commodity discussion, commodity questions, please come on Tuesday, commodity catch up. Today is more about stocks. So we'll not take in the commodity related questions that you have asked. Position wise, I have gold bullish on carrying forward over the weekend, silver, zinc, crude oil. These are the position I'll be carrying forward over the weekend. They're looking positive. I'm in good profit, but don't just jump on my suggestion or discussion. Do your own analysis. If you don't have the rainbow, follow the Dow structure. I'm sure you will do quite well. Thank you so much, everyone. And if you are interested in joining the rainbow, please don't go for frauds. There are a lot of frauds going on. Don't have any online payment or something. You have to come to my website and contact us from my website. That's the only way you can join. So if you're interested, just follow that route. Any other addition, we don't run ads for that. So any ads coming related to that means those are frauds. Any Telegram challenge related to Rainbow, all are frauds. So don't at least go for the frauds. Best wishes to you, all of you, from my side towards your trading and investing. हम लोग फिर से मिलेंगे next Sunday to discuss the sector rotation and what kind of stock opportunities I'm finding over there. Thank you.